Hello and welcome to today's June 28th daily news report, as well as ongoing stimulus check package update information video. If you're a subscribed member of my community, then welcome back. And if you're not, consider subscribing right now so I can keep you up to date on what's going on in Washington, D.C., what's going on in the U.S. economy, the stock market, money investing, and much, much more. All right, now don't fall for scammers that are trying to get you to text about money, investing, your taxes. They're using my face and my name to try to trick you. So don't fall for it. But do fall for this. Casey and I are giving away over $3,000 in prizes and cash. I'm excited to give that money away. It's ending in just a couple of days, so I'll make sure to leave a link below. We're giving away over $5,000 in the month of June because of amazing sponsors, so go make sure to sign up. Also, I want to thank today's video sponsor, Magic Spoon, and I'll tell you more about them later in the video. Now, House Ways and Means Social Security Subcommittee Chairman John B. Larson wants to see reform to the Social Security program. He said it's been 38 years since Congress has done anything to strengthen Social Security, and 50 years since we've significantly improved benefits. 65 million Americans currently rely on Social Security benefits, yet millions are suffering and can't make ends meet, living below the poverty level or barely above it. The COVID-19 pandemic has underscored our need to act. The average retired worker receives just $18,500 a year in Social Security benefits. Now, I know from reading the comments that many of you receive even less than that. So this representative is fighting for you. Now, when Joe Biden was running for president, he promised to increase Social Security benefits by $200 a month. Now, as president, he's hardly mentioned it. However, Representative Larson is fighting to help those people receive money from the program. Social Security is not an entitlement program. It's a program where these 65 million Americans receive income after paying into the Social Security trusts over their entire lifetime or the lifetime of a loved one. However, the increase has not kept up with inflation, and according to Representative Larson, hasn't had hardly any improvements in 40 plus years. Now, I know many of you asked me questions in the comments about the $200 a month increase that was promised. This is the most up-to-date information I've been able to find, and it looks like this Representative Larson is the one leading the fight on getting you those benefit increases. Now, speaking of President Biden, he's been giving some confusing information to the press over the weekend. Last week, I told you that he had verbally agreed to the American Jobs Plan for $1.2 trillion. We all celebrated because Republicans, Democrats, and the president had found a way to move forward together. Then the president confused everyone by saying he was going to get the American people more money and assistance, and that he wouldn't sign the American Jobs Plan unless the American Families Plan was passed at the same time. The American Families Plan is the next stimulus package, or as they call it, the social infrastructure bill. So now there's a lot to unpack and try to understand about what President Biden is doing in Washington, D.C. Now, I'm going to tell you more about what's going on with the president, Washington, D.C., and stimulus right after I tell you about today's video sponsor. I want to thank today's video sponsor, Magic Spoon. One of Casey and I's favorite childhood foods is cereal. Over time, it became a snack we like to eat together at night. However, as we've aged, we've had to become more conscious of the amount of sugar that we eat. With Magic Spoon, we get to have our cereal and eat it too. Magic Spoon has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net carbs. Recently, Casey was told she should avoid eating gluten, and so she had to cut cereal out of her life. Because of Magic Spoon being grain-free, soy-free, and gluten-free, she once again gets to enjoy a bowl of cereal with me late at night. Plus, our kids think it tastes great, and we get to feel good about giving them a healthier option. Magic Spoon has several flavors to choose from, and it's delivered right to your door. Magic Spoon also has a 100% happiness guarantee, so if you don't love it, they'll refund your money with no questions asked. For my community, Magic Spoon is going to give you $5 off your first order. So head on over using the link that I'll leave below and use my code to get $5 off your first order. All right, now all this talk of cereal has me hungry, but let's get back to today's news update. Remember, most of us have been keeping an eye on the American Families Plan. We know there needs to be infrastructure and upgrades here in the United States on the physical infrastructure. However, no one has been working on the American Families Plan until the American Jobs Plan is done, or Democrats will lump it all together and use budget reconciliation to pass a $4 trillion bill, or as AOC and Bernie Sanders want, to pass a $6 trillion spending bill. So we can't get to the American Families Plan until we pass the American Jobs Plan. Now President Biden's saying, no, I want them done at the same time. So it's led to confusion on the timeline, on what will be included, on the dollar amount. So it's going to be a big week here in Washington, D.C. as Republicans and Democrats try to work through these curveballs that have recently been thrown by the president. Now, many Republicans are saying if you are just going to do a bipartisan deal at a discount and then significantly increase the budget on the social infrastructure bill, then you're going to lose our votes, because we aren't going to hand you a free ticket to put the American people in a larger amount of national debt. President Biden gave some clarification, but not enough to undo the mystery of his next moves. He said over the weekend that he didn't mean to give off the impression that he would veto the American Jobs Plan, just that he wants the American Families Plan done at the same time. But no one officially knows what Democrats want in the next bill, except for however they're going to do it, it's going to be through higher taxes. Now, we know that they've been saying we want to do a forced stimulus check. We know that they've been saying we want free daycare. We know that they've been saying we want free community college, that they want to revamp Social Security, SSI and SSDI. They want to expand and lower the age of Medicare and Medicaid, but none of this is officially in writing yet, okay? Because again, they've been working on the American Jobs Plan before they can get to the American Families Plan. So now with both of them, we could see a lot coming out, or we could see a delayed timeline. So hopefully this week we get significant amounts of clarification. This is why my videos are labeled updates, as new information comes out, and not guaranteed information. So hopefully you appreciate these updates on a daily basis. Now, both Pelosi and Schumer are saying that they want to get this deal done this week and that we cannot wait any longer. But President Biden may have just nearly taken a done deal and tossed in a side of confusion. So both parties, it's not just Republican, even Democrats are kind of scratching their head going, what just happened? I thought we had a deal, President. By the way, thank you guys so much for giving these videos a like. I really appreciate that. And I just love bringing my community the news. All right, now regarding more stimulus, in a press conference this weekend, President Biden was asked why he isn't doing more to get relief to struggling families. The president then whispered in the mic, "I've already got them 1.9 trillion. They'll have checks in the mail. I've already done a lot." Okay? The president then said, "I'm going to fight like heck to get them the rest of what I think has to get done." So essentially, the president whispered what he had already done, and then in his normal voice said he's going to do even more. He bent over and whispered into the mic several times during the press conference. No one's really sure why he did that, but that is what was said over the weekend. I hope that's okay. All right, now on Friday, Vice President Kamala Harris visited the border, or did she? Some Democrats and many Republicans say it was a political stunt. She visited El Paso, but never went within 20 miles of the actual Texas-Mexico border. Democrat Representative Henry Cuellar, who is from the Rio Grande area, said Harris was over 800 miles away from the real problem. So she didn't really come to the border crisis, right? Now, a new Harvard-Harris poll shows illegal immigration to be one of the top worries among Americans and the issue that could lose Democrats the 2022 and 2024 control. This is a big issue, according to people surveyed. Now, 80% of people surveyed said the border crisis is a serious issue that needs to be addressed. 68% said Biden and Harris seem to be signaling to illegals to come to our country. 74% of those surveyed said the issue is more important than climate change. Now, I'd be curious to know from my community, do you think the border situation is a bigger issue, the biggest issue facing the country right now? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Maybe just write the border is an issue or the border is not an issue. I'm just trying to get an idea of what people in my community are thinking. All right, now the stock market seems to be all over the place today. All of my oil stocks were down and all my electric vehicle stocks were up, including Tesla. I've noticed that electric vehicle and oil stocks tend to, they don't usually go up on the same day, but over time, they both seem to be trending in a positive direction. It's almost like Wall Street drives up one while letting the other drop. Then they take that money out, ride the other one back up while letting the other one drop. Maybe we're all part of a giant racket, right? All right, now speaking of gas prices, many parts of California are now over $5 per gallon and won't accept credit cards without a surcharge. The highest price gas per gallon is in the state of California, just north of San Francisco. It was $6.73 a gallon over the weekend. Yikes! That's high, man. I would not want to be paying those prices right now. All right, it sounds like the new $600 statewide stimulus check that the state of California will be releasing will likely just go to put a month's worth of gas into people's gas tanks, right? All right, now Senator Bernie Sanders continues to counsel President Biden and the Biden administration to do a $6 trillion spending bill and completely bypass all Republicans. He said, "Don't let anyone tell you we cannot do big things in this country. We put a man on the moon. Yes, we can take on climate change. We can guarantee health care as a right. We can guarantee child care and pre-K education for every child. Now is the time to think big, not small." Bernie Sanders and AOC seem to be at the head of the progressive Democrat line. They want free programs for Americans, but their only answer is to tax the rich, which will likely happen and should happen. But most economists have said that there's not enough money to collectively scratch the surface of all that Senator Sanders wishes to do. All right. Now, just when you think Washington, D.C. can be counted on and has a solid plan, one person can change the trajectory of the next spending bill for everyone. So lots will be happening in Washington, D.C. this week, and I'll be on all week long to keep you updated day by day all along the way. Now, this is my update for today. As I know more, I will definitely come on and share more with you. Before you go, make sure to check out that giveaway with over $3,000 in prizes and cash. It ends in just a couple of days. Also, make sure to check out Magic Spoon. Tastes great, and it's a healthier way of eating cereal. So they're a great company. All right, now before you go, I just want to remind you that you are amazing. I really, really appreciate you being in my community. I hope you enjoy receiving the news about Washington, D.C. and the economy from me. I enjoy bringing it to you, and I'll see you on the next video.